Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and let me start off by apologizing to you guys about the delay, because I was one of the travelers that were affected by the 4th of July travels, where the cancellation and delays, they gave me no areas to, really do physical therapy in an airport, so it really took its toll on me, all the way to the point where I had so much headaches I could not edit any film. So let me apologize to you guys for that, and we're gonna continue on. I've been looking around, and I found that a few people actually on forums were looking for schematics or diagram, rather shall I say, about the oil pan for the Gen 5. People are saying that they could not get the torque sequence. So at the end of this video, I'm going to provide that, and that'll be there at the end with torque specs. So okay, I hope that will help you, and that you guys can enjoy that. And yeah, let's move on.
There's the update here. Following morning, engine's out. It's just sitting here, no leaks, no dribbles, nothing going on like that. Everything is intact, just as I gave you my word here. Engine harness is on top. Intake manifold, everything. It's right here. Transmission still attached. Alright guys, so right now I'm just rocking Mr. Clean right now. So yeah, we're just spiffing it up. I'm gonna clean all this up. If it looks okay, might do a little bit of touch up and call it a day here, and done deal to move on to the next. Not quite sure. I'll run it by Ty, my painter and all that, and see what he thinks about it. But I think we're all right. I think it doesn't look too bad once it's all, brushed up and things like that. I personally I use Windex, so it's just good enough. I don't want to use degreasers, because at time too much it can hurt the paint. So yeah, Windex and just a good wet cloth, and we're good to go. So yeah, I'm doing that right now. I'm removing all these little sound deadening, those because it looks like it's holding moisture and things like that from residue and from all types of stuff, really. So yeah, that's what I'm up to right now. And so here's another thing I want you guys to see and run by you guys, so that you know that these that hold all these hoses, lines, and things like that, they twist off. Okay, so don't go prying at them and breaking them and spending unnecessary money when you don't need to. Okay, they just twist on and off just like that. So don't break them, you don't have to. Okay, the previous day, me and my son already went through, and we pretty much cleaned up everything you see here. So everything's been cleaned up, ready to accept the new engine here. Engine mounts are brand new already. These engine mounts were already produced by BMW to accept the V8 per liter, so, and the M model, so that they're no different. They're gonna work just as good as any other engine mount that we see. But I replaced them, and we're going with a lot of new parts. I think the rack might be one of the only things that are not going to be new. The original harness that stays inside this car is going to be original. Buddy David stopped by and try to help me out, but yeah, we were having a problem locating the engine mounts. That I don't feel that I need to, make my own engine mounts, because I believe that Dirty Dingo has made a pretty good piece here. I mean, it's adjustable to slide where the engine needs to go, and it mounts the engine right down onto the chassis like so well. So, Dirty Dingo is, the engine mount that we're selecting here. Okay, we are test fitting right now, and we ran into the same problem that I've heard about on this. So we have a clearance issue right here where this pan is. So where this pan sits, it won't let us lower it down anymore. We're already all the way to the back, on the back side of this. So there's no way to have this guy go down any further. So this pan has about 2 1/8 before we can lower it down. So yeah, it's a no-go. We're gonna have to pull it back out and redo everything and put the Holley pan on this guy. So yeah, here I'll give you a view of how it is on the back, and yeah, it is tight. We can't go any further, so you know there's no point in trying on that. So yeah, we're gonna have to pull it back out. But you know, the engine mount brackets, everything, it should sit pretty good, pretty nice. But not until we get this you know, taken care of, we're not going to be able to move any further. So in this pan, I'm not happy with a lot of things I think are imperfections, and that they just, you know, I'm gonna have to use some of my porting tools and clean the edges up, because this is just gonna have oil cake on all over this pan and it's not gonna drain well. As you can see here, I've already started doing the port so that it moves towards the drain. So I'm already cleaning that up. Some of these corners here, I'm gonna have to make a breakaway and let it drip back down into the pan. So yeah, that's what I'm about to do, and sit back and relax and watch. Oh, a lot of ugly in there. Alright, so we're working on this right now. We got to swap the pans because it just didn't fit. So let's get working on this and get moving here. You want to try to scrape this away. We don't want anything going into the engine. Need it to be really clean here, so I'm gonna have to chase all these threads out. I see oil in them, so meaning that it's gonna be a problem there. It might hydro lock on you, so the bolts will just remain inside completely and never break loose or snap. So we need to make sure that we chase everything out, make sure that they're nice and dry before installing the next oil pan here. So not only that these holes can get hydrolocked, they can also cause other issues. If the silicone and other things are still stuck behind or left behind in here, they act like a nylon washer. So they'll just lock things up, and that's when you ask yourself, oh, why my bolt or my stud snap off, you know, when I'm only putting down like 18 pounds here. Yeah, because these bolts only torque down to about 18 pounds, and that is your answer, that when you fail to chase these, that's what's gonna be the end result for you. And you know, wasting some time like this, it's just safety and insurance to me. So I always do it the old school way, the way I've been taught by all my mentors and people ahead of me that pass down the information. I just follow by that guideline. You know, they can have different procedures nowadays on different cars and the operation manuals to service manuals, but to me, the old school way doesn't really change. With these taps, when you're doing it like that, make sure you don't buy the ones that have a sharp tip to it, because you don't need that. It will kind of stop itself before it reaches the end. So you want these taps to go down as far as they can. Yeah, don't tighten on. You don't want these things to snap, because they're made of very strong alloy. So if they snap, you're gonna have a pain in the butt time getting one out. It's happened to me before, so yes, I learned my lesson. So you don't have to learn the hard way. So believe me on that one. It's no fun. Okay, so we're about to seal up this oil pan here, and if you look, I have labeled it, and that's the torque sequence that you see right here. So it's all numbered, and I don't want to write on my oil pan, so I used painter's tape to ID the location and which one I'm gonna do first and the sequence. So it uses very minimal amount of torque here. I mean, yeah, I gotta use this guy because it's like 89 inch-pound, which results into be like maybe like 10 foot-pounds really. And there's two that's gonna hit it about, what I think it was about 106 inch-pounds. It converts to about like 12 foot-pounds. So yeah, it's really light on the torque. So you can see why you snap these things off if you don't check the specs before doing them. So yeah, let's get ready to roll. Okay, so finally, oil pan's on there. Holy moly, this thing is heavy as heck. It was a tough time just to rotate it over. I had to use the cherry picker to kind of give me assistance to rotate them. I guess the supercharger weighs in at a lot more than I can actually handle right now. So yeah, much fun, but there it is. It's right in front of you. It's ready, torque down, ready to roll, and we gotta put the harmonic balancer back on, crank pulley right here, and it's time to put them into the car and see how the test fit goes, and then pull them back out and put the transmission on, then back in it goes. So then that'll be the final. So for right now, this is just gonna be a test fit coming up. All right guys, test fit time, huh? Gonna push this in now. This bracket needs to go all the way to the back. Dang it, heat shield in the way. That's great.
Not in on the way yet, though.
I know, it has to start lowering down. Can you hold the engine real quick? So it doesn't turn. Alright guys, so right here we have the engine in now. We can see how tight and close everything is. It sits pretty good off of these Dirty Dingo engine mounts, as you can see. Both the Dirty Dingo engine mounts, you would have to flip them backwards though, because there's going to be a driver's side and a passenger side. So I had to put the driver's side over to this side and vice versa on that. And it sits pretty good, but to me it looks like it's pretty tight. I want to see if I can fit the transmission on there, you know, so we'll see. The swap pan is on. I'm still not satisfied with the swap pan, to be honest, because I'm finding out that this supercharger actually has a few sensors that are inside the original oil pan, which I'm not happy. I had to sit here and tap and drill into a fresh oil pan that was kind of meant to do a swap for most cars. I think I might just go ahead and cut and weld the original one, which sits on the side over here. I'm gonna cut it back a little and use that, because then I don't really have to tap and drill anything. I might have to do the work again, but that's okay. You know, this is what goes under the custom fab thing here, so Yeah, I even bought that little piece that you see all the way back here just to hold the flywheel when I was taking off the crank pulley and everything. Because I also have ARP studs that I'm going to install, so I needed that to be kind of pinned there. So that's gonna happen once I pull it back out just to see this. And yeah. So right now, I mean, we can see how tight this guy's gonna be and how everything's gonna fit up. It might have to be shifted a little bit, so I might have to do a little bit of modifications on the mount. I just wanted to get away from the firewall just maybe like half an inch or so, because it looks like it's jammed me all the way to the back right here where I'm super close to one of my heater core hoses, which I have to disconnect already. So the valve cover has jammed me right at it. So I don't believe that we can run it like this. I need this to shift forward just a tad. So not too much, but it's gonna be a little bit of mods. So other things that I've seen already, vacuum hose for the brake booster, things like that. I might just have them all custom made. And as I'm making these custom made, I will have them available to you if you're doing something similar, or even make custom lines that are for the LSs also. But when I'm talking about custom, I'm not talking about just a steel braided line here and there. My custom line are me making them to size, to length, and also adding like pressure crimp like this, where they're all crimped up, pressurized, where they should not have any leaks here, you know. So that's the type of pressure crimping that I'm talking about in custom lines. And there is another type of system out there that it's similar to a push lock, and I'm wondering if I can or should adapt that to this car and the CSF radiator that's already here also. So we will see. We will see what we're gonna do there. And for now, kind of little configurations going on here. And we will be doing the sway bar since everything's here and we can see all of it. It'll be simple. I'm gonna have brake mods. We're gonna be putting on brake modifications from the 135 because they run 6-piston calipers, which for some reason this E90 doesn't get. So that's already here, already have them, and we'll do the modifications. I'm going to mod it into this guy first, then after that we'll strip it. I'll take it to the shop. I'm going to sandblast them and have them resprayed and all that. So we'll change the color on them too, so they won't be the 135 gray. We will change it to something else and pretty much reconstruct that too. So if you're interested in rebuilding the brake calipers, that will be coming up in its own episode there. So as you can see, the engine mounts accept this guy perfectly fine. You don't have to buy, upgraded mounts unless you feel that you need to. This is going to be mostly dailied once in a while. We'll probably, if I can find another manual transmission, I guess, or we can go DCT. You guys let me know what you want to see. But for now, we'll keep it automatic, which it came with. We're going to run it that way, and just in case we wanted to go track mode, we just, either manual or DCT. I'll have it sitting on the sidelines, and anytime I feel like a track event, I'll just put this guy up like this and swap the transmission off of it. I know it sounds like a lot of work, which it is, but not impossible. We'll get it on there, and probably have to make a secondary drive shaft for that, but yeah, we will get that going, and we'll see how it goes, because I know, it still has the paddle shift mode that I can use off the GM original, but I know if I want to make more power down the road or anything like that, I will have to go with the dual clutch. We're going to probably modify the AM fittings into the oil cooler ports, but we're not going to be using that oil cooler because I'm going to have custom lines made to run off the oil cooler. And when I mean custom lines made, I usually have this company that makes my hoses custom, and they are made out of hydraulic lines for a forklift. So those things are rated by thousands of pounds. When I build something, I don't want my stuff to fail. So when I bring products to life, which I'm planning to do now, that I'm going to give you something that's going to last the life of the car. That's how I like to build things. Okay, so look forward to that. Okay, and I will end it for this moment, and we will continue on again soon. All right.